Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy. We're here with Simone from Survivor, Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers.
Hi, Joanne and Stacy.
Hi, Simone. Thanks for speaking with us today.
Yeah. How are you?
Good. Tell us how you were chosen to be on Survivor.
Oh, my God. So let me just tell you a story. So Donald Trump was elected, obviously, and I don't know how you felt about it, but I felt kind of bad. And so I did what everybody does when you are stressed out, which was binge watch television. In my case, that was Survivor. So after 2 weeks of watching 10 straight seasons of Survivor, I thought to myself, well, a reality star is president, so clearly this is not going to hold me back in my career. I might as well apply. And then within a couple of hours, I shot an audition video, and then I got a call back 2 or 3 days later, and it was happening. I flew out to an audition in Los Angeles, and the rest is history.
Wow.
And I'm history now too. I just wish that I had gone longer in the game.
So had you been a fan of the show before that?
My first season was Qua Rong, and let me just tell you, I am a huge Ty fan. Ty is my favorite Survivor. He is so my dad looks just like Ty, except for my dad is shorter and cuter. Not that Ty isn't cute, but I've been watching since then, and I was a total convert from that season. And had he not been on the show, I don't know if I would have applied or anything, but he was a real turning point for me, because I thought to myself, this is somebody who, he's a serious person. He's a refugee. He's just like my parents. He reminds me so much of my own experience. There's no reason why I shouldn't start to love the show, and there's no reason why I shouldn't apply. So, I'm a huge fan.
So was there anything else you did to prepare? I know you said you only had a short amount of time.
So I read 2 books. I read the Boy Scout Manual, and then I read How to in the Woods. So
I've read that book.
That I should maybe go camping, but that's what I did.
Okay.
So what was your shelter like, and what food sources were available around your camp area?
Okay, so for the the food sources, there are coconuts, you're given rice, you kind of just you hunter-gatherer for things, and you hope to goodness that you have fire. But I was basically eating coconuts for 6 days. As for the shelter, Lauren and Patrick kind of took the lead on it. I thought it was kind of a nice shelter. It had its own church pew-looking backdrop, and then a floor that was made of sand. And then the first night it rained a little bit. And because Lauren has done her own roof before, we tiled it with the palm fronds in such a way that we barely got dripped on. So I am very proud of our shelter. I'm very proud of it. And I had a great time doing it, even though it was definitely tough for me. And I think people saw that on television.
Were you able to open your own coconuts?
Say that again? Yeah, yeah. It's surprisingly easy. You just kind of take the machete, and I was trying to take in all of the experience at once. And so when I was learning how to chop my own coconut, that felt really good. I was able to open up my own coconut, and I was able to share with everybody, and the coconuts got passed around. We all had one for dinner every night, and it was can I be honest, it was one of the best cleanses that I've ever had in my life as well. I should probably go on that diet again.
Yeah. Okay, now we want to switch to your tribe mates and get your impression of them. What can you tell us about Allie?
Okay, Allie is terrifying. She got first of all, why is she allowed to be a person? She is so good looking. It is not fair. You would look at her and you would just get angry that somebody is that beautiful, because it's insane how hot she is. She was clearly the hottest person on the tribe, and I got to look at her every day. But not only is she hot, she's wicked smart, and she's a complete physical threat. She's played soccer internationally. I love that girl. Terrifying, beautiful, goddess. Oh my God, and her hair was so good. I love her hair. But yeah, next person.
Lauren.
So Lauren, Lauren has she looks different from everybody else, but I think she's one of those salt of the earth people who can really like she has like this magic touch. Like she will just keep working hard until she's like bleeding. Like she doesn't stop for like a single second. So like if there's like a true hustler on the tribe, like it's Lauren. She's working the hardest. And I will say like, I wish that she and I had gotten along, but I think I ignored her. Maybe it was my way of speaking. Maybe it's all the vocal fry. I have no idea. But she and I never really got along, even though I really wanted to work with her.
How about Devin?
Oh my God. Have you seen the abs on that man? He is so good looking. Like, island hotness is a thing. It's very real. It's very nice to look at. And like, I was away from home, not just for 6 days, but like for 2 weeks prior to that because of the pregame and everything like that. So like I was away from home and I was starting to miss like my boyfriend and everything like that. And it was very, very nice to like have the abs in front of me all the time. I felt like it was a treat. Also, he saved my life, so that's probably why I think he's a little bit hot. Like that's at least got to be thrown out there. Like he saved me during the marooning. I am very thankful about that.
How so? How did he save you?
Okay, so like I have like this crippling fear of heights, so like I almost didn't jump off the boat, but when I did, like I was kind of like floundering, and like I had made it a point to tell people like I'm not that great a swimmer because like I was freezing out because I was so scared. But then like you hear like this surfer guy like in the background, Simone, swim with me, swim with me, and I'm just like okay, like let me go with you and then not die, and then, like, we're trying to, like, get to the boat, but, like, all I can think about is, like, not dying because, like, I'm still, like, feeling all of the adrenaline rush from jumping off this boat. Like, I've never jumped into the ocean before. Like, this is my first time in open water. Like, I'm terrified. And so Devin saved my life by basically, like, swimming with me until, like, we got into the boat. And so, like, I was the first one in the boat because of him.
What can you tell us about Patrick?
Okay. First of all, let me preface this with, like, the fact that I love this man, but he is like the loudest person I have ever met in my life. He gets up in the middle of the night and he starts howling, and he loves attention. He loves being seen. He loves, like, making up catchphrases, wants to be on TV. Like, he was living for it. Like, he is a ham, he's a hug, like, he's all these different things. But he, like, one thing is for sure, he's, like, really, really entertaining. But you do not want to be entertained in the middle of the night when you're trying to go to sleep. Like, that is what it's like.
And what about Ryan?
Like, Ryan, the one who thinks I'm weird. Like, the guy who's never been on a date, who thinks I'm weird, who, like, has never had a drink and, like loves turtlenecks. Like, somehow I'm the weird one. But, yes, Ryan is, like, a really lovely person. If he, he was so good socially that, like, I was so threatened by him because he just came in and he charmed everybody. And he doesn't look like the person that would be able to charm everybody, but he was just going off, and, like, he basically, like, endeared himself to almost every single person on the tribe. Like, he's that good. And so, like, you have to, like, give it up to him. Like, you have to admire him for that.
How did you feel about being put on the Hustlers tribe?
I mean, I was extremely flattered. Like I work in nonprofit. Like, I'm a diversity advocate. Like, I talk about race and politics for a living. Like, I've made my living off of, like, lifting other people up. But, like, my parents are refugees. Like, my parents came here to, like, give my family a life in this country, and we're very patriotic. We're very American. So we we love the fact that we're here and have the opportunity to work hard and have that hard work mean something. So I was very flattered to be on this tribe because, this is the work ethic tribe. This is the get it done tribe. And, like, yeah, my profession isn't, like, personal assistant. It's not fisherman. But, like, I'm a hustler. Like, I'm working hard, too. And I never for a second thought that, I could just, like, be passive.
How did the hustlers decide who would do each part of a challenge?
Okay, so it's kind of a free for all. So, like, I think for the marooning, you haven't even met each other yet, so it's chaos. It's chaos, absolute chaos. But for subsequent challenges, like, you kind of have, like, this powwow in the beginning of each challenge, and you decide, like, oh, okay, who's going to do this part, who's going to do this part. And I just told them, I was just like, the only parts that I might be okay at are, like, puzzles, maybe balance beams, but that's it. And so, like I knew that I was one of the physically weaker person, like, one of the physically weaker people, like, on the tribe. So, I was just like, yeah, like, puzzles, like, that's the thing that I can kind of do. and then, like, Devin is a surfer, so obviously he was a swimmer. And then Allie could do everything. Like, Allie was, like, good at puzzles, and also she was a good runner, and she played soccer internationally. You know, Lauren and Patrick were both, like, kind of strong people because Lauren has a physical profession, and then so does Patrick. Patrick is a mover, so you can tell he can lift a bunch of stuff. And then people kind of just slotted themselves. But, like, I mean, compared to the other tribes, we were a little bit outgunned. Like, we were a little bit the bad news bears because it was like, oh, my God, there are so many Greek Adonises and Aphrodites on those other tribes. Like, it's tough to look at and then think, like, oh, like, this is a weak tribe, this is maybe not a weak tribe. I have no idea.
And why do you think you lost that last challenge?
I mean, we lost because of the puzzle. It was clear. Like, Devin had, like, he came back from tribal with, like, bruises all up and down his arm. Like, his bruise was, like, the size of Ryan. He basically, like sacrificed his arm and his right chest muscles in order to give us a lead, and I lost that lead. And Allie was also on the puzzle, but she had also pulled out the win from the previous immunity challenge. So, like, she had already kind of demonstrated her worth, whereas, like, I haven't.
So it looked like Patrick was calling out things in the little bit of the challenge that we got to see that were wrong, that might have misled you, or is there anything else about doing the...
So here's the thing, like, I'm a trial and error person, so, like, I just believe in, like work hard, put it up there, get it done fast, like, try the next thing. If that doesn't work, do the next thing. But the way that we were doing the puzzle, like, everybody was contributing, like, everybody was yelling out, like, put Cambodia there, Vanuatu goes under, like Gabon is underneath there, like, and so we were trying to work at it from, like, that perspective, because the platform is kind of small. It's for 2 people, but, like, only one person can go up at once. So, like 2 people were on the puzzle, but it was really all 5 of us. And so, like, it was definitely a team effort. Like, I wish that I had been able to take the lead more and just say, like, no, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. But, like, in the rush of the moment, in the adrenaline, you're just thinking, like, let's put this up there. Like, we'll take all the help that we can get.
And did you know you were being voted off when you went into tribal that last time?
Yeah, I thought it was 50-50. I mean, I think it was like, so, like, I had known that I was always on the outs of the tribe, you know, like, and because, like, I saw all these other people around me connecting over, like, all these little things, like, oh, like, I love coffee, like, I like, you know, soccer, things like that. Like that wasn't happening on my house. So, like, I could tell that I was on the outs and that I needed to, like, really pull out a win or throw somebody up. So the only other person who was sticking out as much as I was Patrick. Like, he was getting up in the middle of the night and howling. He would say, like, everybody get up, it's in the morning. And then it's the middle of the night, and we've, like, only been asleep for, like, an hour, and, like, everybody's livid. Like, he's picking fights with people. Like, he's dancing with a crab. Like, he's trying to, like, he's trying to make it so that he gets a lot of screen time. You know, he should. He's a very entertaining person. But, you know, that's somebody who's not blending in, and I wasn't blending in, so I was thinking, like, it's either me or it's him, so, like, why don't I just throw him under the bus? And so I thought, like, if I could convince Allie, like, it's a 50-50 chance, because, like, I'm the person who was on the puzzle, and I'm also on the outs socially, so maybe, like, I'll convince her that I'm a loyal person and that I could be an asset. But clearly that didn't happen, so that's probably the extent of what I could have done.
Was there anything else discussed at Tribal that we didn't get to see?
I mean, I think we got scolded a bit because Jeff was just like, guys, like, don't be so cagey in your answers. Like, you know, you need to talk. Like, you need to talk more. And I think everybody was, like, very guarded. You know, I think there was one point where, like, I was describing, like, it's kind of tough out there, right? Because Jeff had asked me, like, Simone, is it tough out here? I was like, yeah. I was describing it. And then he turns around and he goes to Devin. He's just like, Devin, how does that make you feel, Simone being so vulnerable? Does it make you think that she's weak? And then Devin, like, God bless him, he's amazing. He said, oh, no, like, I really respect Simone because for me, like, this is kind of my lifestyle, but Simone's never been camping before. She's never been doing this, and, like, I can really respect her. And I was just like, oh, my God, thank you, you Adonis. Like, thank you, you abs man. Like, thank you, you very, very sexy person. Like, thank you for saying that. That, like, felt kind of good. And that didn't make air, but that was a highlight for me at least.
So how do you think your tribe perceived you in the game overall?
I think overall it was obvious that I was a little bit different. Like, I was an outsider because, like, I'm from the city. Like, everybody was pretending like they never went to college. And, like, I was very open about the fact that, like, I was working a nonprofit in a city, like, in kind of an esoteric field that's based on, like, political discussions. And that's not something that, like, people like to talk about. And so, like, I was trying to connect with people, but it was just, like, I was just having a difficult time. Like, there was really nothing that I could, like, pull out of my hat. I couldn't, like, pull out, like, old camping stories. I didn't prepare, like, any material or anything like that. Like, I watched The Bachelor, and I was just like, maybe let's talk about The Bachelor, but nobody wanted to talk about The Bachelor. And so, like, yeah, I was having a tough time.
What did you see on TV that surprised you the most?
On TV, like, it surprised me that Ryan had the super idol, because, like, we were all talking, like, the night of, like, the immunity challenge that, like, who do you think is going to be out? Like, Katrina told everybody that she's an Olympic swimmer on the boat. That wasn't shown, but she told everybody that she was an Olympic swimmer, so maybe Chrissy's gone. But then Allie was just like, no, I'm 100% sure that it's Katrina gone. And then, you know, I see on television that Ryan had the super idol, and that he gave it to Chrissy. Like, maybe if he gave it to Katrina, like, everything would be different for Katrina.
Was there anything you wish had been shown about you on the show that didn't get aired?
No, I mean, I have to give it up to CBS and Survivor, because they really, you know, they really were respectful, and, you know, I had a great time when I was out there, and there was so much that happened that I really can't, you know, say what would have been better or what wouldn't have been. They're the ones who see everything, so.
Did you have any injuries or health issues while you were out there?
I mean, I have a pretty crippling fear of heights. I don't know if that counts, but, like, yeah, so I had, like, a bit of a panic attack on day 3 when we were doing the immunity challenge, because I've never been on a roller coaster before. Mm-hmm. And, like, day 3 immunity challenge, like, there's a roller coaster. Like, there's, like, you just, like, descend 2 or 3 stories, or that's how it feels anyway. And, like, that was the first time I ever experienced that in my life. And then right after that, you have to, like, pull this, like, really heavy table maze, like, up the stairs, and it's, like, terrifying. It's so heavy. But, like, you get up there, and I was just trying to drag it up. And then, like, we get up to the top of the stairs, and then I look behind me, and then I look down, and I'm so scared because, like, I've never been this high up. Like, I never look down. I don't even look behind me when I go up the stairs. Like, that's how afraid of heights I am. Yeah, but, yeah, oh, my God, I'm, like, having flashbacks just talking about it.
Yeah, that can really get you. So I want to backtrack for a second. With regards to your overall edit in the show, last night we saw your tribe hustling, but you were sitting in your shelter.
Okay, so let me just talk to you about that, because that was something that I was not. I was doing more work than Ryan. I was doing more work than Patrick. Like, I was gathering you see Patrick gathering firewood, but I was gathering firewood 100% of the time, and I was also always, like, hustling back to the camp because I didn't want people to think I was looking for the idol. He was looking for the idol. And he barely brought back firewood, but, like, I sat down and, like, I think it's a little bit like a fish out of water at it. Like, I was really hustling hard, and I was really working hard at camp. Like, anytime somebody needed to do something, like, I would volunteer because I didn't want people to perceive me as, like, not only is she out of her element, she's not willing to work hard. Like, I was working hard. And everybody was working hard, but I was working really hard because I didn't want to be seen as somebody who would rest on other people's laurels.
So describe what the Survivor experience meant to you and what you feel you gained personally.
You know, Survivor is something that is different for everybody, but for me it was the chance to be brave, because I had never left the country. Like, I had never, I had never left the country. Like, I had never been camping before. Like, I'd never been on a roller coaster before. There were so many firsts that I had, like, on TV, and I was exposed and I was vulnerable. And I thought that, you know, it was tough watching myself be vulnerable, but at the same time, I was also extremely proud because I was given this chance to be brave. And as much as I could, I tried to rise to the challenge. I really enjoyed meeting people and, like, connecting to people of different backgrounds, because it's not something that I got to do, like, every day in my life anyway. And as much as I would have liked to do better, I really feel like my survivor experience was, it was amazing. It was short, but it was fun, and I wouldn't change even a second of it. Unless, like, that change was like I won. But you can never predict. So.
What's next for you?
I moved to Los Angeles, so I was working in New York City as a diversity advocate for the Asian American Bar Association of New York, and it's a pretty esoteric field where you kind of provide training on like the ways that racism manifests in our society and in the professional world. But I was also accepted to a graduate program at Columbia University in human rights, and so I'll be studying the phenomenon of sex trafficking across international borders and how it relates to critical trauma studies as is felt by second-generation immigrants. So that's what's next for me. But
Well, Simone, thank you for sharing with us today, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.